Audio Jungle.
Howdy folks, this is Igor Brandeo, and in today's video we're here at Eric's place and at his garage to make a nice video installing the braided brake lines on the MT-09 2021. So the parts are all laid down here. We have the Spiegler brake lines, front and rear, and ABS unit, and also the centered pads, 2 for the front and 1 for the rear. We also have the dot for Moto brake fluid here as well. And here's the GoPro for a nice time lapse of the whole process. Stop on the time lapse because here we stand at another day. We could only do the rear braided lines on the last video because it's quite a bit more involved than we were thinking. You have to put out both the seat and the tank to access the ABS module where the braided lines go. Here's the second day where we'll be installing the front braided lines and also the DNA air filter got to me as well, which will, together with the Equapovich, yield the bike so much more horsepower. We're going to be flashing the ECU. I'm going to mail it to Washington, and yeah, let's see. This is it. It took a whole morning starting at 8 a.m. Now it's just over noon to take out everything that we needed and the OEM lines. Now the calipers sit here without the OEM lines, and Eric's going to be completing this service while I'm not here because we actually just packaged the ECU to mail it over to Washington. And after we're done mailing it and it returns to us, we'll have the MT fully unlocked without the factory limiter, proper fuel injection, and tailored to both the Krapovich exhaust as well as the DNA air filter, which is right there, right underneath. There are some metal fairings, some metal gaskets, and some zip ties to hold the ECU when it gets back to place. But yeah, for you guys will be in just a minute, but it will be another week waiting until we can assemble the MT back. It's going to be all in one video for you guys. And here's the detail of some of the parts. So the OEM filter, a little bit dirty. The top part of the box, the lower part of the box, seat, and the tank. Also some of the lines here. Look at how those are. They have rubber in the beginning, and then metal, and then rubber again. Such a pain in the ass to remove all of these connections. And many thanks Eric, for figuring this out and being such a good friend. So here we are at a different day. Now the lines are all routed and installed. So check out the results. So this is the front brake terminal to the master cylinder, and it gets routed like this. And my friend Eric was very meticulous on routing the cables, and it routes so perfectly that it seems OEM. I'm really glad with the results. And the product quality as well. The blue with the gold terminals, as if they were made for this bike. So let's check out how it bolts to the ABS unit here. So it goes all the way underneath the air boxes. And it's been routed perfectly, torqued to spec. This one was a little bit of a pain to torque because you see how it wiggles. So because these take, according to the manual, 30 Newton meters each, everything was turning when going into closer to the spec. So yeah, this was a hassle to torque down, but my friend Eric was able to do it perfectly. And this is the DNA filter, so looks nice. Had a little bit of shipping damage where this metal gasket here, or aluminum gasket, was a little bit bent, but not to the point where it would snap. So we bent it back in shape, and now it sits there. Cool. And now we got the ECU back. The ECU flash was done by Two Wheel Dyno Works on Washington. So let's lap onto the bike, and then soon we'll make the video testing out the mapped versions.
I'm Eric, and Igor's a good friend of mine. This is his MT-09. We're going to make it faster and better and get it eventually set up even for track days.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to that. So this is it. Finally, the bike is assembled again. We've already went for a few test runs to see if everything checked out, and let's check the results. Before we talk about the brake lines, let me also say that meanwhile I've installed the Puig bubble here. I'm gonna do a review video about that when we ride, but a little bit of a spoiler. It did make a difference on the wind protection, and it just looks amazing with this bike to match with the color of the wheels. So yeah, it's a very nice translucent blue, very good. So without further ado, this is how the brake lines look on the sun, properly routed. Now we have the tank assembled, so we can't see the ECU or the air filters, but man, let me tell you, we already went for a few test runs. Initially the check engine light was on right here, so we couldn't change rider modes or turn off traction control, not even go into the settings, because it had to relearn itself. But we went for a few runs and luckily it did go away, so the bike relearned all of its new specs and parameters. So now it went away and we can change through all the riding modes, and man, it looks and sounds amazing. The only thing I'm concerned with, and we'll have to test that, is the intake noise, because now it's so pronounced that hopefully it will be nice on the video, but we'll see how that goes. So there we have it, the performance mods installed for the MT-09. We'll make soon a video testing all that out to see how the new rider aids behave. Put in videos regarding the specifics on the air filters, if it's worth it or not, the flash, what I feel of difference or not. And I've ridden this bike for like 3,000 miles stock, so I should have a pretty good lay of the land comparing. So if you liked the video, please drop a like, subscribe for more content like this, and catch you next time.